There's a man sitting by the roadside, just sitting there. He can't do anything else. They say he can't see. That's why he's sitting there. He can't really do anything without his sight. He can't serve at the synagogue or make himself useful in the city. They say he's not worth bothering with. There's this man sitting by the roadside, just sitting there, day after day after day. And at night, what does he do during the night? Where does he go? Does he have a house to live in, a bed to sleep in, a meal to share with someone? There is just this man sitting by the roadside, just outside of Jericho. He's on his own, all the time, alone, sitting there. All day, people are passing him, day after day. It must be lonely, out there on the roadside, all on his own. But for sure, he must not be a good man. He must have done something to deserve this. Isn't it proof enough that he doesn't have anyone around him? No friend, no family? No, he can't be a good man. The man is sitting by the roadside. He seems to be waiting. What is he waiting for? That this day passes? That all his day pass? That a miracle happens? He is sitting there, waiting for someone to take notice, waiting for people to be kind to him. But he seems to be waiting for more. For what? Someone? Something? There is a man sitting by the roadside, just outside of Jericho. They know him around here. He's a beggar, because that's all he can do. So reach in your pocket and give what you want to spare. He doesn't need much because he doesn't have much. For him, everything will do. Everything will make a difference. Give him the things you don't need anymore. The apple that got bruised. The sandwich you got for lunch that was too much. The change that's been living in your pockets for weeks. For him, it will be like Christmas. There is this man sitting by the roadside. His name is Bartimaeus. He must be someone's son. There must have been a mother expecting him, giving birth to him in pain, and nursing him until he was old enough to be weaned. There must have been parents who gave him his name, Bartimaeus, who cared for him, who cradled him, who sang him to sleep, who kissed him goodnight. Bartimaeus is sitting by the roadside, his head bent towards the dusty ground, day after day, breathing, listening, breathing, listening. Listening to the sound of the feet that pass by, big feet, small feet, with sandals, bare feet, heavy steps, light steps, running, limping along, supported by a stick. The tripping feet of goats and sheep, the trot of donkeys, sniffling dogs. Would someone stop and talk to him? Maybe some old acquaintance from the time when he wasn't blind? Bartimaeus is sitting by the roadside, covered in his dusty, ratty cloak that he wears against the scorching sun during the day. And at nights, he wraps the cloak around his shivering body. Cold nights can be long and lonely and dark. The cloak is his most valuable possession, his only possession. Bartimaeus sits by the roadside when he hears the commotion. Someone is coming. Someone? No, many. Many are coming. A big crowd is leaving Jericho. So many feet. The dust they raise gets into his mouth and nose. He covers them with his cloak. Too many feet. What if they don't see him sitting here and trample him down? He should better get out of the way. Bartimaeus is about to get up from his place by the roadside when a name catches his attention. Someone says, "It's Jesus of Nazareth." Bartimaeus' excitement is instantaneous. This is the moment he has been waiting for, hoping for. This is the person he was longing to meet, a miracle. He doesn't need to think. He calls from the top of his lung, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." And his voice is loud. It carries. They hear him crying out, but feel disturbed by him. What does he want now? What has he got to say to Jesus? There are others that Jesus needs to hear first. They are more important. Be quiet. But Bartimaeus, sitting by the roadside, doesn't care anymore about those who give when they feel like it. In this moment, he knows that he has the right to be seen and heard. And he calls out again, more loudly, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Mercy is what he wants? Son of David, a king, the promised one? They stop. Their heads turn. In the silence that follows, he can hear Jesus' voice. Call him here. But before they could call him, now using their soft voice, "Take heart, get up, he's calling you." He's already on his feet, throwing his cloak off, and as fast as he can, navigates through the crowd that has now opened for him. Bartimaeus is standing on the road that leaves Jericho. Jesus is standing in front of him, so close that he can hear him breathe. "What do you want me to do for you?" "My teacher, make me see again." And Jesus declares, "Go, your faith has made you well." And immediately, bright sunlight floods his eyes. He squints. Bartimaeus is standing on the road that leaves Jericho. The excited crowd has just witnessed his healing, and now they are trying to get Jesus to do for them what he just did for Bartimaeus, to be seen, to be heard. But Jesus moves on. Slowly, but his intention is clear. The road is too long. He has to go now. Bartimaeus doesn't wait a second and doesn't waste a thought. He follows Jesus on the way, leaving behind his only and very valuable possession, his cloak. Bartimaeus is on the road, follows Jesus' path to Jerusalem, to the cross, being a disciple. Well, it's easy for him, they say, to get up and go and leave. He doesn't have anything to lose. He can only win. And well, yeah, his cloak. Someone surely will give him another one. Easy for him, they say, after he spent so much time alone and lonely, hungry, thirsty, sweating, freezing, and blind. Easy, because he doesn't have the same burden that they do. The house, the family, social obligations. It's just too hard to leave that behind. Bartimaeus is on the road. Again and again, there is a Bartimaeus that is blind but sees and knows and waits to be called. And again, there are those in the crowd that order Bartimaeus to be quiet because he's not that important. I sometimes sit by the roadside, blind but seeing, crying for help and waiting to be called. And when the call comes, I follow. I sometimes stand in the crowd or pass by, give and notice and be kind when it suits me, taking a rest in the comfortable shadow because I can. Sometimes, though, this feels like blindly stumbling along. Following Jesus is exhausting, challenging. But if we walk together as a congregation, as a community, as disciples, we can help each other. We may not be able to heal each other, or with each other or through each other. We will remain partially blind and broken. But we can support each other to get up again and take the next step and the next. Amen.